everybody. Brandon Jones here from Let's All Go to the Trailers. I'm joined by Mr. Kyle Bossman.
Hi, everybody.
And Miss Elise Willems.
Hi.
Who's filling in for Daniel Bloodworth this week. This is the final episode, the final part of the final episode of Let's All Go to the Trailers for 2014. We will be back in 2015, but before we wrap it up, we're going to watch one last trailer that we've never seen, Stranded Deep. What console do we think? PC? Steam Early Access?
Oh, this is PC.
You don't think mobile?
It's got PC all over it.
Kyle says PC. What do you think? I'd say mobile. What do you think? I always vote mobile if I've never heard of this name before in my life.
Yeah, mobile.
It sounds too hardcore to be mobile. Stranded Deep, this is going to be a hardcore game.
Someone's stranded.
Yeah.
Deep. Let's do it. Emotional.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Being stranded may not be a bad thing.
Leaning in.
Whoa. It's like the forest.
Oh, and like Lost. Lost vibes right now.
It's like Dark Knight Rises.
Are we swimming? Are we in space? Got a little bit of pop in, but the game so far is better looking than I thought it was going to be.
Dude, it's...
Wow, this island is really small.
Oh my gosh, heck yeah.
So you're stranded and then you go deep.
Yeah, we're seeing some depth here.
You're not constantly stranded being deep.
Yeah. Imagine a game where you're on a stranded island. Oh man, I'm on board. We're building. We're hunting sharks. What next?
What? Is this a...
Stranded Deep.
Yeah, definitely not mobile. That's definitely for
Yeah.
PC. Don't stay alive now, but stay alive soon.
So being on the plane
Oh,
at the
I can
end...
get it on my Mac.
Windows and Mac.
Being on the plane at the end, is this like a loop?
That's
well, it's a
interesting.
super tiny island, so I imagine you'd want to play this game a bunch of
Yeah, I
times. So
guess.
yeah, that was kind of simulating that. That was a little bit jarring, actually. We could have maybe used a flash frame or like a rewind or something to transition to that, just jumping back to the plane.
What if at that part of the game you get like you have a limited amount of time? You like it looks like he's picking the map. Like you can pick one thing off the plane is all you have time for,
That's cool.
Ooh.
and you can like choose what you're taking to the stranded island. We get the boat. Oh my gosh, this is so. I mean, all right, it's hard for me to separate the idea of the game from the trailer here. I think it's a pretty good trailer at selling what this game might be.
Mm-hmm.
I think it cuts through the footage pretty fast. I think we get. I like the difference of being on the boat and looking at the shark, and then being in the water and fighting the shark.
Mm-hmm.
That like maybe the shark can mess up your boat or something, or I mean, obviously you would need to hunt the shark for food.
Well, just like seeing your like bloodied forearm at that one point, it's like, whoa, what happened? Like,
Yeah, I haven't played The Forest yet, but I really want to. I'm actually like really into games like this, so like I might be a little biased.
This one looks like it has no zombies, which is a plus.
yeah.
Like freaky mutant creatures like the forest has.
Yeah, it's just very you're Tom Hanks, and you just got to get back to Helen Hunt any way you can. Obviously, you're like super rich, right? Because you're on this like exclusive plane
Yeah,
that
this is
nobody's
my
else
jet.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I don't know if you would make a trailer much longer for this. I can't be critical. I don't know what else you would need to put in a trailer for this. It doesn't take itself too seriously. I thought the music fit it really well.
Yeah.
I'd like to know what your end game is, whether it's like just surviving a certain amount of time on this island or actually escaping from it or just trying to get rescued.
I mean, he's really far away from the island when he's attacking that shark. You can
Yeah,
see
you
it,
can
like,
see the
way
island.
off in the
That's
Which
distance.
is cool.
He shoots the flare. It's the last thing we see him do. So maybe you like discover the flare in the ship or something,
and then the robots come.
You gotta like wait, and the robots come, and then the zombies.
And the
the zombies come
zombies,
from the
yeah.
robots. But yeah, maybe you gotta wait for like a plane to come by or something, and then if it sees you, then you get off.
That's an interesting looking game.
Gosh darn it! I was ready to be like, what a silly little mobile game, this thing. Okay, 3.4. This is one of those rare instances where like obviously I want to give it a 10, but I can't be critical. I think maybe it could have had like a little bit more weight. Maybe set up. Yeah, I think the rewind to the plane was a little bit rough, and I would have liked some kind of tease of an end game of just like what we actually do. I'm glad there's no voiceover or anything. It kind of gets right into gameplay. I mean, I just imagine like it's been day 45. Gotta go hunt some sharks now. Like that wouldn't have made it better, right?
Oh, that'd be awful.
8.7? Good job. I'm curious. I gotta look this game up. I gotta make a note.
Yeah. I'll give it a 9. I think we maybe see too much of the boat stuff, especially like opening a locker that's empty. Like that's a boring shot that you did not need to put in this trailer. And also, again, seeing the plane again. I think it could have ended with us getting killed by the shark and maybe a more effective ending. Basically, like we died. Like, what did we do wrong? How could I do it again? Without showing us that same shot of the plane crashing into the water. Great trailer though. Great concept.
Yeah, I think it's a 9. I'd love to see this game as like a Stanley Parable Groundhog Day kind of situation where like you are trying to survive and you do something wrong or you're just ineffective and then you restart on the plane and maybe something slightly different and then you have to relive it and kind of retrace your steps and redo everything in the most effective way. It looks really, really interesting.
So the two of you streaming this in 2015 when we get
Absolutely.
back.
Yes.
Getting early access, Stranded Deep. Curious how in 1 hour on GT Live if we can get anywhere in Stranded Deep.
That sunken ship. What's in there?
Stranded Deep? What do you think? Stranded? Do we need the deep? Just Stranded. Has there been a game called Stranded?
Probably. Maybe it was one of those weird little trademark
Are
issues.
you like deep in the ocean? Like the distance between the island? Is it like deep, like going diving deep?
We're stranded
You're
deep.
stranded, then you're deep, then you're stranded. It's a ping pong
Deeply
back and
stranded.
forth. Deeply stranded.
Welcome to the BROFORCE level editor. Let's make some levels.
I want to talk about some other trailers, but like, man, was that the trailer of the week? Stranded Deep.
Yeah.
That was a good trailer.
Before the year is out, I do want to give a nod. We're actually gonna. I picked 30 of my favorite trailers from 2015, which I want to discuss with you and Mr. Bloodworth, and possibly you, Miss Walls, if you want to join us. And BROFORCE is not on there. In any capacity, but I love the BROFORCE trailers. I love the attitude. I think they're a crack up. I think they clearly had a specific style. It's not like you watch those trailers and it's like, these guys don't know what they're doing. They're like, nope, this is us. This is our voice. We're always going to go back to this guy. And something in particular is like the level editor just kind of cracked me up. Just like, put a ladder over here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was just great and a great way to like apply your style to pretty much anything you want to advertise.
I think you did the character better than that character does the character.
Really,
To me, he's like metal, and I think he's not really on point. I think like it's more of like, yeah,
It has
that
to
needs.
be like a goofy hyper masculinity.
Yeah,
And you've got that, Brandon Jones.
Thanks. I also got that going for me. First Person Lover. There's some other trailers I want to talk about that made fun of other trailers.
Yeah.
First Person Lover made fun of the Hatred trailer. They actually went and did modeled the character from the Hatred trailer, who opens his door to go on a shooting rampage like he does in the infamous debut trailer that everybody, was disgusted by. And then there's this guy who's he just wants to love people.
Really good trailer.
And that's their tag. Yeah, a little almost as good as Stranded Deep. That was definitely one of my favorites this week. Because it's one thing like to do a gag, and like I didn't know this was a gag. I literally was like looking up the title, and I'm like, dumb Matt Blair labeled the trailers wrong. Like I'm gonna have to go and wave my finger and be like, Matt, get better at naming those trailers. But sure enough, I had the right trailer. They totally fooled me because. And I think it's a smart thing to kind of comment on. Sometimes like, well, they're clearly leaning on the popularity, kind of like IDARB, which we're going to talk about next, which recreated the Star Wars Episode 7 teaser using silly characters in their game. But
this one to me less effective.
yeah, but I just thought it was kind of funny. And it's not like, well, here's another one of these. Like they were the one game that decided to do that. Like let's just do a shot-for-shot remake and not try to make it look amazing, because obviously we have little like unicorns and bears and whatnot in our crazy game.
So for me, if you're gonna do a parody, you got to make a comment on the thing that you're doing a parody of. And this was honestly there's no comment. It's kind of just like, wouldn't it be funny if we did this is what like you do in high school? Wouldn't it be funny if we just did that? If we just did the Star Wars trailer? Like you did it. Yeah, good job. What are you doing? Where are you staying? And they're like, well, IDARB's coming out. Well, all right.
You gotta use that Project Spark or something. All right.
What are you doing? What are you saying? Is my question to you for Pop Methodology Experiment 1 launch trailer.
Oh my gosh. It's intense. I have no idea. I can't read half of it.
What is this?
Yeah, I mean that's the reaction they want, right?
Yes.
Like what you just said. I could just bottle that right there. The expressions on your face right now, like that's what you want to do. Is that a good tactic if you're a small game? And it's like, what if we cause people epileptic seizures?
I think it's right for this particular game. I'll forgive it I think this game needs that.
Do you think that was just like, hey, this is the style of our game. This is just true to what we want to accomplish with the game. Or like, wouldn't it be funny if the text was like huge and was like the same color as the background, and you had to like squint and like pause, and like there's clearly one screen in there that's like, I don't know what I'm gonna type. It's like a huge paragraph of just like, I'm just gonna put some text over here, and then if you guys have to read it, that's cool, but whatever.
What's funny is when you say, wouldn't it be funny? Like, I think this is the work of one person who had no one else to talk to about it. I don't mean it like that, but this person just went off and without anyone saying, hey, I think this is a bad idea. It's person just was like, I'm gonna make the trailer.
So is it a bad idea? Do you think this is a good tactic for someone who's like, man, I know you're watching 100 trailers. I'll probably watch 100 trailers today in preparation for this 1 week of this one episode of Let's All Go to the Trailers. And this thing caught my eye purely based on insanity. I don't want to play this game. I'm not gonna remember the name Pop Methodology Experiment 1 2 weeks from now. But I will, oh yeah, that was that one trailer that was like super weird.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can do that with context, and sometimes even just without it. Do you think that's a good way to, draw attention?
Rule number 1 of trailers is always make sure your text is legible. But I do, like, they made an impact. The trailer made an impact, which is impossible today. So I think it succeed on that front.
Rules are made to be broken.
Yeah.
So that is it. Thank you so much for watching a full year. We began in January, the podcast Let's All Go to the Trailers.
Wow.
The weekly trailer show where we talk about trailers. There's really few things that I like to do more in life than talk about trailers. So I appreciate the two of you and Daniel Bloodworth, who is not here, to join me to talk about trailers. I appreciate everyone who has watched all of the episodes. Anyone who is watching this, I hope you have a wonderful holiday and a happy new year. And what?
Trailer of the week.
Stranded Deep, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you're gonna go back on that, Kyle.
I'm not gonna go back on that.
Okay.
I had a plan.
BROFORCE didn't blow you
I was
away?
gonna come in with the English version of the Final Fantasy 15 trailer.
And I was gonna send you right back out again.
Okay, all right. So it's Stranded Deep. It's Stranded Deep then.
I actually like that trailer less in English, but that's just me. But that's a whole other concept that we can maybe get into in 2015. Again, thank you all beautiful people for helping me celebrate trailers. And here's to another full year of Let's All Go to the Trailers, starting sometime in January. We'll see you then.